Hi, hello, and welcome back to F1 Challenge Career Mode. My name is Mephisto, and today we're heading off to Brazil for the 18th and final round of the 2004 Formula 1 season. Let's get started.
Located within the southern suburbs of Sao Paulo, the bumpy Interlagos circuit consists of two very distinct sections. The first outer section combines two very long straights with fast sweeping turns, whilst the technical infield contains some very slow corners that demand absolute precision and leave no room for driver error.
First off, we have qualifying. I posted the fastest time through Sector 1, but not in Sector 2, and that is a 1:13.36. Not a bad lap time, although there's still room for improvement.
Hello there. Welcome to Brazil. The weather, as so often is the case here, is just wonderful. The Sauber driver starts his race from first. Juan Pablo Montoya, second. Jarno Trulli, third. Jenson Button failed to get anywhere near the pace of his championship rival. He starts in fourth. Raikkonen, fifth. Schumacher, sixth. Schumacher, seventh. Sato, eighth. Felipe Massa was way off the pace of his teammate. He starts in ninth. Heidfeld, 10th. Chris Klein, 11th. Cristiano D'Amata, 12th. Rubens Barrichello, 13th. Giorgio Pantano, 14th. Alonso, 15th. Gianmarco Bruni, 16th. Zoran Gardner, 17th. Mark Webber, 18th. David Coulthard, 19th. Olivier Panis, 20th.
And here we are on the grid for the season finale. We're starting from pole, which is absolutely amazing. Montoya is just to my left, and shockingly, Michael Schumacher starts from 7th. Lights are out and we're off. A pretty slow start on my part. I still need to practice these manual starts, but now as we come into turn 1, Kimi Raikkonen is right next to me, so I have to make sure I give him enough room. Finally, I pull in front of him, but we're still down in 4th, so we'll have to remedy that. And as you can see, the track is slightly damp. Thankfully, we have a dry race predicted, so I'm hoping that it will dry up soon. Anyway, I managed to close the gap on Button through turn 3, and I'm hoping we can overtake him by the end of the lap. But now for a replay of the start. Everyone breaks away cleanly. I struggle a bit off the line, but soon I get going as well. And here's the little battle I had with Raikkonen through turns 1 and 2. I managed to win that battle, thus saving me the embarrassment of losing even more positions. Going from pole to 4th is embarrassing enough, don't need to lose even more. Meanwhile, Button and the rest of the frontrunners managed to increase the gap slightly. They're just under 1 second ahead, so we definitely have some catching up to do, but I'm sure we'll manage, as we now come around to finish lap 1 of the 2004 Brazilian Grand Prix, and I close the gap on Button quite significantly through turn 1. However, he pulls away again through turns 2 and 3. A bit later on lap 2, I close in the gap once more, go to the outside, pull up next to Button. That was a bit too wide, but we are now in 3rd, which is awesome. Coming around to finish lap 3, and we're about to overtake Trulli. That was relatively easy. Next up we have race leader Juan Pablo Montoya. I'm hoping we can close the gap through the first few corners of lap 4. However, I brake a bit too late, forcing me to go wide and lose all the progress I have made throughout the last couple of laps. That's embarrassing. Lap 5 and I'm about to pass Button again. Yes, there we go. This time we have to make sure we stay in front of him. By the end of lap 5 I catch up to Trulli and pass him as well. Next is Montoya. However, this time I won't be as impatient as last time. Lap 7 and I get close enough to Montoya to try and go for an overtake. We go side by side into turn 4, however he has a slightly better exit, but I could still outbrake him into the right-hander coming up. pull up next to him, and we're finally through and in the lead of the Brazilian Grand Prix. Lap 9, some of the AI started to pit. Despite that, I'm finding it quite difficult to build a gap. And there is an incident on the track. About time, it was getting a bit quiet. Here we have Pantano with Schumacher right behind. They come into this fast right-hander at the top of the hill. Schumacher's front wing somehow gets underneath the Jordan and almost flips it over. That was quite a scene. In reality, Schumacher would have lost his left side end plate, but we didn't have that kind of damage modeling back in 2003. Lap 12 and most of the guys behind me have pitted, so for the moment I have a comfortable lead. And there's another incident on the track. And here we have Massa and Sato. They come into turn 4. Sato somehow manages to stick his front wing underneath Massa's car and flips him over, sending Massa into the wall. But at the end of lap 13 I had to come in for fuel and tires. There's a 22-second gap between myself and second place Raikkonen, so I'm hoping we can come out on top. That would be ideal at least, but we'll see in just a moment. There goes a back marker and we're still not ready. 12.2 seconds, what is this, 1982? There comes Raikkonen, he's definitely going to overtake us. All because that awfully slow pit stop. I'm quite annoyed with that. However, I'm hopeful that we can catch and overtake Raikkonen soon. At least, I hope that's the case. At the moment, he's 1.2 seconds up the road, so we do have a fair bit of catching up to do as we have yet another incident. And here we have Massa with Coulthard just behind. Massa goes to the right to let Coulthard through, then immediately cuts right across his path. That was a bit stupid. And in the time it took us to watch that replay, the sky has gotten darker. I don't really like this. The forecast said dry weather all the way. Can't at least video game weather forecast get it right? At the end of lap 17 I had to come in to switch over to the wet compounds. This is quite frustrating, especially since I know I'm rubbish in the wet. Up until now I had a shot at winning the Grand Prix, however I no longer feel I can. Anyway, let's finish the race. Coming around to finish lap 18, there are a bunch of cars in the pits, including Kimi Raikkonen, and there he is in the bottom right hand of the screen. He is now exiting the pits, but will I be able to overtake him? It's going to be tough, but I somehow pulled it off, so that puts us in second. Only thing left is to try and catch up to Michael Schumacher, who is now leading the race. That's easier said than done though. Coming around to finish lap 19 and Michael Schumacher is in the pits. We are about to retake the lead of the race. This is fantastic. I can't believe it. We did it. We regained the lead of the race. Now let's make sure we keep it. Lap 20 and I'm coming up on a couple of lapped cars. One is David Coulthard and the other one is teammate Massa, who is trying to overtake Coulthard. Come on Massa, you get out of the way. This might be your home Grand Prix, but I'm in the lead while you are 2 laps down. Finally, jeez. Now Raikkonen is right on my gearbox. Damn it. And now, coming through this fast sweeping left-hander, it wasn't easy, but we win the Brazilian Grand Prix. A fitting end to the season, and a fitting end to the series as well. Unfortunately for us, Button finishes the race in third, which means he is runner-up this season. That is a bit disappointing, but today's race more than makes up for that. Stopping early to switch over to wet tires was definitely a defining factor in today's result. If I would have waited for any longer, I'm pretty sure we wouldn't have won. Thankfully, I didn't wait and went in as soon as I felt that I was having trouble controlling the car. However, this is it for the Brazilian Grand Prix, and there are a few more things I want to talk about, but first, let's take one final look at the championship tables.
At the end of an amazing Brazilian Grand Prix, here are the final results. The Sauber driver first. Kimi Raikkonen second. Jenson Button third. Juan Pablo Montoya fourth. Trulli fifth. Barrichello sixth. With the results confirmed, it's high time we updated the Drivers' Championship.
Michael Schumacher wins the 2004 Formula 1 World Drivers' Championship with 111 points. Jenson Button is runner-up with 84 points. We only get to finish third with 82 points. Rubens Barrichello ends his season in fourth with 70 points. Trulli did amazingly throughout the season to finish fifth with 84 points. Raikkonen takes 6th with 57 points, Juan Pablo Montoya is 7th with 55 points. Alonso was all over the place during the season, so he only finishes in 8th with 47 points. It's kind of hard to believe that he will become the next champion. Anyway, moving on, Sato finishes the season in 9th with 41 points, Ralf Schumacher is 10th with 20 points, David Coulthard had an appalling season and only finishes in 11th with 19 points, Webber is 12th with 12 points, Olivier Panis is 13th with 6 points, teammate Massa did almost nothing the entire season, so he finishes 14th with 5 points, Heidfeld is 15th with 2 points, and last but not least, Klien and Damata finish 16th with 1 point each. Ferrari dominated the entire season and pretty much had the championship in the bag by the season's halfway point. So with that, Ferrari win the 2004 Formula One World Constructors' Championship with a whopping 181 points. BAR had an equally amazing season and so ended as runner-ups with 125 points. Renault also did well for themselves and finished the season in third with 115 points. Our team finishes right where it's been for the majority of the season, and that is 4th place with 87 points. McLaren ended the season in a disappointing 5th with 76 points, followed closely by Williams in 6th with 75 points. Jaguar ended the season in 7th with 13 points, Toyota in 8th with 6 points, and Jordan finished their season in 9th with 2 points. So, this is the end to this season as well as this series. Again, I think this was a fitting end to the series. No, we didn't win and no, we didn't regain second, but this last race I feel was one of my best yet, especially after the rain came down during the second half. If you've been following this channel for a while, then you'd know that I'm pretty bad when it comes to racing in the wet. Well, I'm pretty bad at racing, period. There are definitely better sim racers on YouTube. Off the top of my head, there's Jimmy Broadbent, then there's Empty Box, there's also GPLaps, and I think I could also mention Alex Stopp, with 2 P's. These are all good sim racers here on YouTube, and you should definitely check them out. Anyway, enough rambling. You might have noticed that I haven't posted a straw poll this time around, and I'm guessing that some of you find it a bit weird, since it's been pretty much a staple of my series. But don't worry, it's coming back very, very soon. However, there is a reason why there hasn't been a straw poll, and that's what I'm going to discuss in the next video, which is kind of an introductory slash FAQ video for the new series. So the new series isn't going to start until next Wednesday. I hope you can wait until then. This introductory slash FAQ video I'm releasing next is something I pretty much have to do in order to explain some of the basic concepts of how this new series is going to work. And I pretty much have to do it as a separate video because I don't want to make the first video of the new series an hour-long video, so I hope you can understand. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this series. I sure had a lot of fun making it, but it's time to move on to bigger and better things, which is what I'm hoping to achieve with the new series. Anyway, until next time, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, stay sharp.